I don't have no problem with it at all. I love the fact that not everybody is who they seem. Like you find out like Winona Ryder is the robot.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that they did in the first Alien film or Aliens. There's been several characters that's been robots. Lance Hickerson played a robot.
Right.
So it didn't bother me. And of course, the AVP, same thing that I said with Predator applies to this. And then, I did not like Prometheus. That's the only one in the whole franchise that
Prometheus was hard to watch.
I don't like it whatsoever. It's just, I don't know. It's something about it. I don't like it. It's not really Aliens. It's a prequel, but the prequel really didn't make sense to me. Anyway, and then we got the last film, which was Alien Covenant, that I thought was good. I thought it was actually better than Resurrection, and it was better than Part 3. So I had fun with Alien Covenant. Anyway, that's why it's number 4 on my list. I enjoy it. Most of it is consistent. Like I said, the only one that I really have a hard time, and after I watched Prometheus, I told myself I probably will never ever watch this movie ever again.
Prometheus was very boring, but I think it was just trying to give you the backstory.
It gave us a backstory that I didn't want.
Yeah.
They tried to explain to us how these alien creatures came to be,
right.
And it was all because of like a virus that this madman was kind of doing.
Yeah.
And guess what? The madman ended up being a robot.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, boring.
Yeah, see, that's my problem with the Alien franchise, is that after the first 3, honestly, hot take, I really don't give a fuck about them.
Well, that's fine.
I've seen them all, but it's just not one of those things that I get a hard on for, except for the first 2. Like, they are fucking masterpieces. Love them to death.
That's okay. I mean, we can disagree on all that because, I think Alien Resurrection is better than Alien 3, so there you go.
Huh, I would have to think about that, but you might be on to something. Anyway, on to something. Number 4, my number 4, A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
Well, fuck you. I have to add it because it's my number 3.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll talk about... Wait, have you said your number 4?
Yeah, Alien was my number 4.
Cool. Well,
so yours is Nightmare.
Yeah,
mine
talk
is
about
3.
Ours. Cool. Well, we'll talk about this, and then I'll go into my number 3 after this. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. A lot of people say that it's really not a consistent franchise. I beg to differ. I'm not a big fan of Wes Craven, but I can respect it for what it is and what it done.
Let's clarify what you just said. You're not a big fan of Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah, because you're a big fan of Wes Craven.
Oh yeah. Let me rephrase that. I love Wes Craven to death.
Watch your tongue, witch.
Exactly. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, not a big fan of, but I respect it to a certain degree. I don't like the way Freddy looks in that movie. I don't like the 5 claws, but I get it. It was Freddy, but it wasn't Freddy. Anyway, we're
in the spirit world.
We're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us. The only one, and I think it's universally majority agreed upon, is that the only dog shit in the franchise is the remake.
Yes.
Which, throw that piece of shit away.
It's really weird.
Just talk about.
It's extremely weird, man, because I thought Rob Zombie's '07 was good, and I thought Friday was good. I thought The Hills Have Eyes was good. It's like these remakes, they may not be better than the previous, original, but I thought all it was good. when goddamn Nightmare 2010 came out, I felt like I just ate a plate full of shit with corn in it.
Yes,
It left such a bad taste in my mouth.
I remember like us leaving the theater fucking utterly disgusted.
Well, I didn't go to the theater with you. I don't know who you went with, but I can imagine going to it and being utterly just disgusted that you actually paid money.
Yes, I
don't know why I didn't go with you to see it. I just know I did not see that movie in theaters. I waited till it.
I did.
I believe I waited till it came out. I don't know. I might have pirated the motherfucker. I don't know. That was back in the day, guys.
I remember coming out of that theater fucking disgusted. Like, no, you're right. You didn't go with me because I called you immediately after it to tell you.
Oh yeah. I remember you were like, oh my God.
Like this. There's no fucking redeemable qualities about it. You don't like the fucking kids. I know Freddy was supposed to look more accurate, like a real burn victim.
That's not what it's about, though.
But it's not what it's about. And where he is a good actor, I don't like.
He didn't do a good Freddy. Plain and simple. He didn't have good lines to work with.
Like he didn't have. To his credit, he had a bowl of shit that they were telling him to make chicken salad with.
Right.
And he couldn't do that.
He couldn't do it, and I don't think anybody could with that script.
And they made Freddy a pedo.
Yeah.
Which you can't get behind that. Like, I know it's crazy to think that you can get behind a child killer, but
it's different than a child
molester.
Yeah.
Like
and the fact
pedo.
is, we've beat it to death. Every time we talk about the Nightmare series, we have to bring this up because it is I don't even know, it's not even a pet peeve. It's a goddamn you type of thing. Yeah. We've covered the fact that Wes Craven originally wrote him as that and then realized that, no, this is even more dark than what I want to go for. Nobody is even going to want to see this film because nobody wants to think about this shit.
Yeah.
And he changed it to just a child killer, which makes sense. It's still bad, but at least you don't have the bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
And the 2010 completely kind of went with that, and it was like Freddy was such a beloved character before then. And it was almost like these people got together and said, how can we ruin the image of Freddy Krueger?
I swear to God, if I want to live long enough to piss on this producer and director,
I want to piss on the writer.
Writer too.
But yeah, the producer and the director and the studio who approved it, which, I can't believe that New Line Cinema, the house that Freddy built, approved this.
Yeah.
Like, how can we, after all these years, how can we take the biggest shit that we possibly can on the movie and the franchise that kept us afloat from going belly up? I know what we'll do. We'll fucking destroy it and make him a pedophile.
How can you watch this movie and be like, testing is what I'm talking about, and be like, yeah, this is good. This is good shit, pal. There's no fucking way. I don't know if they test screened this movie. There's no fucking way people were like, yeah, this is it. This is the way to go.
No.
Now I'm not saying that you can't do a Nightmare on Elm Street without Robert Englund. It's going to be fucking hard to do that without Robert Englund because
you're going to have to come up with a script that keeps us distracted from the fact that Robert Englund is not Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And that's a tough fucking task. But you know something? I think we spent too much time on this film.
Let's
talk
fucking go
about the
on
movies that we do like.
Yes, which is the rest of the fucking movies in the franchise.
Well, just to piggyback off of you, I know you're not a big fan of Wes Craven. I was not a big fan back in the day either.
Right.
I have rewatched it over the years, and I have become a little bit more of a fan to it. I still stick with your stance that I don't really like the look, and the claw is kind of off. I know why they did it. They wanted to, what we know as Freddy is the movies. What that one's supposed to be is the real Freddy. Okay, I get it.
Right.
I like the fact that it blends reality in with fantasy, whatever. Like, that's not Nancy in the film. That's Heather Langenkamp in the film. I get that and everything. That's cool.
Yeah.
Part 5, The Dream Child, is not all that great, but it's still enjoyable and watchable.
It's still quotable.
It's still watchable
it's still
and
got
quotable.
Memorable shit in it.
You got the Super Freddy in it, and you got the comic book kill, which is unique and cool.
Yeah.
Part 4 is one of my favorites. The Dream Master.
Dream Master.
Dream Child was 5.
That was 5. Yeah, my bad.
Part 4 has one of my favorite death scenes is the fucking the bug scene. First of all, he breaks her fucking arms and she has these bugs, and
that shit
then
was gross.
Yeah, you can check in but you can't check out. And then you get to the third one. I know I'm going backwards with these, but bear with me. The third one is my favorite of all time. Everybody knows Dream Warriors is my favorite of all time, and
100%.
I can't even...
Movie's like perfect.
Yeah, I can't really go into detail. Because I've done it before. Just go back and listen to me before. Part 2 is underrated. Part 2 gets shit on all the time, but I thought Part 2 is the darkest movie in the entire franchise. I thought it was legitimately unnerving and unsettling.
Yeah, that's the exact words I was going to use. It was very unsettling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess because the gay undertones that people don't like. I don't know.
I never got that until I heard people years later get on YouTube and point that out. Like, I never sat at home as a kid, thought to myself, this movie's gay. Like, I thought that it had, like, unique scenes, like the smacking the ass with the towel and stuff. But I just attribute that to Freddy being a fucking sick sense of humor.
Yeah, I mean, I did too. I didn't put it as like homosexual when I was watching it.
You got all these
I don't know if I was too young and innocent at the time when I was watching this movie.
It's like, the guy who played Jesse in the film, even though he's gay in real life, I think that's what they just took it as. They took that and ran with it. That's all it is. Mark Patton is gay in real life, so he played a character that wasn't gay, but since he's gay in real life, it has to be a gay movie. Like, fuck you.
Well, you have a lot of like stories you hear about how they like made fun of him because he was gay, and then like, but the thing is that stuff was written before he was casted.
Right, and I don't think at the time anybody knew personally he was gay.
Yeah, because I mean,
think
it was
he came
still
out,
not a like, you just didn't come out and be like, I'm gay.
Right.
It wasn't celebrated. But
of
anyway.
course, you got the first film, which is an all-time classic, which is the first Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street, Johnny Depp, Heather Langenkamp, all these people.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Glenn, you fell asleep, you shit. But
yeah,
John Saxon, got the legendary John Saxon in the film. I mean, come on. This movie was amazing. Quotable from the very beginning. This is God.
This is God.
Yeah.
And I love that line. That is possibly one of my favorite lines from a horror movie.
Yeah, and not only did Wes Craven create a character that outlived himself,
Yeah.
but, you know, he created a